also in the US, lefties are really melting down, but now people are taking up arms, it seems, against ICE agents. Check this out.
I was talking with the homeless people out here. They're getting ready tonight, man. They got baseball bats, knives. Some of them are armed, actually. So, like, if ICE comes in here, man, the one dude I was talking with, he said if they come and try to him, he's already going to shoot. He don't care.
The homeless people or the people they're trying to deport have knives and baseball bats, apparently. When will people learn that enforcing the law is actually what the government is here to do?
Yeah, I don't understand all of these protests over in the US, especially when Donald Trump is trying to combat crime and stop the homelessness and ultimately just make the place better. And people are out there protesting his crackdown on removing illegal immigrants and trying to reduce crime. I just don't understand. What am I missing, Joe?
Well, this is the thing. So Donald Trump says, oh, you know, all these illegal immigrants, they're causing crime. They're a drag on the economy. And again, the activist response to this is saying, well, no, all these homeless illegal immigrants are going to take their illegal weapons and shoot anyone who tries to deport them on the basis that they are not contributing to the economy and that they are causing an increase in crime.
It makes no sense.
Find a better spokesman.
Well,
find a better spokesman.
In Washington, this same crowd of just useless, pathetic, deluded lefties were also out protesting Trump's takeover.
How we respond in this moment will determine how this federal takeover will play out in other cities. Why has Bowser allowed D.C. to be a playground for white gentrifiers and developers at the expense of the native population?
Kind of a weak crowd, I would say, and the same class of university activists and white kids who really don't have any serious problems to be concerned about, so they're out in the middle of the day protesting law and order. But again, the Democrats need to realise that opposing law enforcement is not a winning strategy. In fact, this is one way to guarantee that they lose forever.
Well, I just love that Donald Trump is coming out and saying he'll be sending national troops to other parts of the US after it was seemed to be pretty successful in Washington from when you see some of the tweets that are going around and pictures of what's coming out of Washington. But the mayor of Chicago is certainly not happy about the idea of Donald Trump sending troops to his area. In fact, we can have a listen to what he has to say.
The city of Chicago does not need a military-occupied state. That's not who we are. And I commend the work of Mayor Bass, my colleague, and all the folks in Los Angeles who stood up and fought, against this, authoritarianism.
So the mayor thinks that by sending the troops, this is going to inflame tensions. Can we just...
When did Chicago mayors get so soft? They used to be the tough guys. What happened to the likes of Mayor Daley, who in 1968 at the Democrat convention sent the cops out to go and crack some hippie skulls? And he was a Democrat. That's what I want to see from my Chicago mayors, Someone who's not afraid to, take a sip of whiskey in the morning and to crack some undergrad skulls in the afternoon, huh?
The Democrats are full of soy boys. Zohran Mamdani lost a bench press challenge the other day. It's just full of pathetic men.